Countdown.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thursday, October 9th, another week of coming together for our Go Live. I am so excited to be here with everyone from Montreal, Canada tonight. Welcome, everyone. My name is Melanie Kiss, and we got Rada with us and Jennifer. And I don't know about you, but I really enjoy our Go Lives, our group Go Lives.
Yeah.
No, they're quite interesting once we get into the conversation of things, I have to admit.
Yes, and I always love the topic. It's always very interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting. So today, interesting enough, we're going to talk about money, wealth, and our connection, our mindset towards that, right? I think it's a pretty exciting conversation, but many women shy away from it. And when we shy away from it, well, sometimes there's blockages and things don't necessarily change the way that we feel that they should. So we're going to talk about money, but not numbers. We're going to talk about the mindset behind it, the stories, the emotions behind it, the patterns our brain hold on to that shape how we attract or spend and even feel about wealth. So if you caught yourself thinking I should be further ahead by now in my business or in my financial future or whatever, or I feel guilty for wanting more, you're at the right place tonight. So I'm going to ask you guys, think about it while I share my little tidbit on this, but what's one belief about money that you grew up with, and how has it followed you into your adulthood? Okay. So for myself, I would say that my parents, like my father immigrated to Canada. He worked hard. You had to work hard to earn money. And to me, I would see him working constantly and always tired, like on the couch tired, you know what I mean? And I thought, oh my goodness, to be successful, you have to work really hard. And that meant you have to overwork too. And so with my cushiony. Let me start over. Flight attendant job seems cushiony sometimes because you could have a lot of days off, which I really enjoyed, and I'm not sitting at a desk. When you're actually working, it's exhausting because of time change and jet lag. But I realized, and not long ago, that I actually had this blockage of success because that means I had to work super hard and then I wouldn't have that balanced life. I would leave that I have 5 days off like this week, right? From flying. And then that meant that, oh no, I'll have to work like crazy more than 9 to 5 if I want success. But I realized that's completely false. Completely false. I had to rewire my brain and it took some time, but I've made peace with it today, which is nice. How about you guys? What do you have something that pops into your mind that you feel that blocks you from your past?
Well, I always hear that money doesn't grow on a tree.
Yeah.
You have to work hard. You have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and accumulate money in order to be successful or to be rich. And now I don't believe that anymore, because I am dying from working 3 jobs and I still have no money. So I know that's wrong. It's not true.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know where that all came from. I mean, I know it's, like history in the past and things that were brought from one generation to the next, but we're gonna chop those beliefs no more.
True. It's not true. The rich is greedy. It's because they're greedy why they're rich. It's not true. All of that is not true.
Yeah, that's not true either. Yeah. You could do great things, right? When you're wealthy, you can do great things with your money and give back to the community, not just your family, not just for you to keep yourself but you can share it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How about you, Rana?
Well, Melanie, you know what, like you were saying, how your parents were immigrants. And well, I was in a similar situation, and same here. I saw my father work extremely hard, and I felt like, as I was growing up, that money was basically to pay bills. All we did was pay our bills with it. And if you save the extra $50, $100, woohoo, it was like a big thing,
Yeah.
What I've realized over time is that money shouldn't be just paying our bills.
Exactly.
Money is supposed to make our lives easier, not harder. So if we're making money and we're giving all of ourselves to it to get it, then we're not gaining anything at the end of the day.
No.
Money should be an easy thing to get, and you should not be spending your whole life getting it. You're supposed to be using it productively so you can actually do the things you want to do in life, not give up on them.
Yes.
I find like people, oh, I'm not going to buy this because it's going to come out of my budget. Well, we're supposed to be making more than enough with the less amount of time that we have to put into it, and still be able to afford the luxuries that we want in life. So if we're putting in like 70, 80 hours a week into something just to pay the bills, well, there you go. You've just given up your whole life.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're not living. You're not living.
No, you're not. You're living to pay your bills.
Yeah. You're trading your time for money.
Exactly. And it should never be like that, because our lives are very precious, and the people around us are very precious, and we need to be spending that time with those people, not trying to run after something, right? I'm not saying that money is not important. It is, but there's a better way to make the money, right? So why are we, giving up our time, our energy, our health, everything for something when we can have it with everything with it, like all put together?
And it's funny. It just reminded me of, it's an older generation, even like our generation, right? Like you went to school, you had a job, maybe a second one, and that's it. If I talk to my son, I'm like, what do you want to, maybe do later in life? He's like, well, I don't know. There's so many choices, YouTuber, this. And I'm like, these were not choices when you were younger, but when it's a possibility, you have to keep an open mind that there are other ways of making money these days.
Times have changed so much, and we have been gifted the gift of technology and of all these things that we have, that we should use them.
Yes.
Don't abuse them and just waste your life away. Use them to their potential, and then that's where all these YouTubers, like example, like your son was saying, they're making answers of money, and like think about it, that how much time are they spending on it? And yet you see them, traveling or purchasing or whatever they're doing with it. They're able to do it without having to give up 80 hours of their week.
Exactly. It's amazing what you can do with this phone. You can create your own economy with this phone here. It's unbelievable what this can do.
I know. It's funny. I just finished a book, and it's called Life is Short and So Is This Book. And it was 62 pages. Okay. So I read it like real quickly. And it was interesting because that was one thing that he said. This gentleman who wrote the book in the 80s, he was going towards, I have to create something that's more internet based. But in the 80s, a lot of people were still like, no, it's a store and people are going to come to the store. And he's like, people that didn't prepare for the internet, well, they lost their businesses. And now we're in it. But people are still not completely in it. And it's going even further with AI and everything. If people don't prepare themselves for what's coming, you're going to miss out, or you're going to hurt yourself more than if you put your fears aside and move forward with what is coming our way.
And it's so funny, Melanie, that you mentioned that people, they're on all these social media platforms, yet when they see something on it, they're like, no. But then why are you on it if you're not going to believe what's on it?
Exactly.
I'm not saying believe everything, but like, to check something out and look into it, like there's no harm. Like everyone's on social media platforms. I have to admit, I don't think I know anyone who's on at least on one social media platform. You're on something, whether it's Facebook, Insta, something or another, you're on it. You're scrolling through it, you're looking through things, you're seeing people, yet you still doubt, you still fear. Why?
Yeah, but let me tell you, okay, this is a little part of my certification that I'm going to throw at you guys here that'll be interesting. So our brain doesn't care about money; it cares about safety.
Yeah.
So if your nervous system associates wealth with stress, guilt, it will avoid it, right? But when you start rewiring your brain and your thoughts to see money as energy,
Mm-hmm.
a tool towards freedom,
Mm-hmm.
choices, and giving your brain, what will happen is that your brain will stop resisting,
Yeah.
right? So people that resist, oh, there's something online, it must be a scam. Well, I'm sorry. I guess a lot of people are doing scams because a lot of people are doing great
This
things.
is
Well,
online.
they know what you're doing out there.
Right?
Why are you here?
Like you mentioned before that they would scroll through social media all day, but when it comes to making money on social media or try something, they back away. They're afraid. Why? You're
They're
on it all
afraid.
day long. You're on it. You're looking at it all day long. You like
Fear.
it.
Fear will block people big time.
Yeah.
Big time. I mean, if people are able to surpass fear, then we'd all be successful and millionaires, right? But there's always that fear that blocks people from even
Yeah.
moving forward, even that first step.
Mhm.
So
It's
to
like a
anyone who's
trap.
listening, if you're fearful,
Mhm.
I would empower you to first think about what it is that you're scared of. And the
Exactly.
one question, and this works for anything, right? When you have that fear base or guilt, what is the worst thing? The worst thing that's going to happen to you?
That's what I
And,
said.
right? And quite often people are going to be like, well, nothing. Well, if I check into it, nothing's really going to happen. Exactly. Nothing that's going to be life-threatening is going to happen to you, right?
Right.
So it's a good question to ask. But what if you did look into it? What would be like the ultimate dream happening if you actually took that step towards doing something online, right? It's incredible how your brain starts to think, oh yeah, oh my God, maybe this could happen, maybe that could happen.
Trying to keep you safe.
You know what
Trying
the
to keep you
You know what the
safe.
funny thing is that, when we go out to the stores, they always ask us, can I have your email address? And we give it to them. After you pay, they go, can I have your email address?
Yes.
We give it to them without even thinking twice of where they're going to be putting this, who we're giving it to. I don't even know the person I'm talking to in front of me. We
Exactly.
give it to them easily without even double thinking it.
Yeah.
Yet, if, we say, can I have your email? Oh, no, I can't do it. And I always wonder, you could give your email to a stranger that probably just said, here's your bill.
Yeah.
Then to someone you've had a whole conversation with. That the fear is not there. It's just the mentality
Yeah.
of that person I saw for the 2 seconds of my life. This person I've been having a conversation for an hour. No, because I haven't seen them in person.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Fear is there, but I think a lot of people also just block themselves thinking because this has to do with online and that was in person, this is wrong and that is right.
Could be. There might be like many reasons why they won't necessarily want to. Maybe it's what are they going to think of me? What if I don't do it? What am I going to say? What are they going to think of me if I say no? And let me tell you, I try to tell people this. If you say no to me, I'm okay with it. Because there's so many people on this planet, I'm going to find someone who really wants to.
Exactly. Who will
right?
say yes? Yeah.
Yeah. So here's another question for you guys. So what helped you shift your energy around wealth? So what maybe a mindset practice that you do or coaching, or did you change your environment? So what was it for you that slowly you saw the light, you saw that shift within you?
I think for me, starting this business, and when I see what's possible and how people are making money and changing my mindset about money, it was changing my mindset. It start there.
Yeah.
I don't see money the way I used to be. I don't think it's hard to come by like I used to before. I think it's easy to make, really.
Exactly.
You know what really hit me was,
Yep.
you gotta invest money to make money.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Absolutely.
was one thing, and I don't say that just for this particular business, but I've seen that with anything. We go to the bank and we say we want to make interest. How are we going to make interest if we don't give them our money?
Right?
We've got.
I don't know about you, but I
I
play the stock market. It's the same thing, right? I have to put money somewhere
Yeah.
exactly.
to make money on dividends and seeing the stock rise and make money that way.
Nobody's
I'm not
going
going
to
to make
the
any if I
interest.
don't put any in.
It's just something, you know, like I like when I first started, you know, it was something like, you know, someone said, oh, like you're gonna have to do this, you know, and I was like, for a second I went, what? And then I thought, wait a second, it makes sense, because if I went to the bank and I did this, I would have to do the exact same thing,
Exactly.
right? And once again, there's no guarantees there, because, you know, the market can fluctuate up and down. I don't know,
Absolutely.
but I'm willing to
Absolutely.
do that. But why not this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
But
I mean,
if you
the
stay
way
at your job, you're just going to make the same thing, and somebody's going to dictate what
Exactly.
you're going to make.
Exactly.
Right?
Every week, you know exactly how much you're going to get every week. Every week, the same thing.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. All right. So we talk a lot also about abundance, but abundance doesn't start with just in your wallet, and starts in your mind, right? So every time you track your wins, celebrate your progress, or speak gratitude for numbers, you're training your brain again to expand what feels safe to receive. It feels safe to receive.
Yeah.
You know? I give gratitude to money that hasn't even shown up yet. I have a piece of paper in my wallet. I saw this. I can't remember where I saw this, but I have a little sticky note. I put it in my wallet. It says, thank you for all the money coming my way. So every time I open my wallet, I read that. It's a good way to attract, right?
Exactly.
Again,
and to remind you of your goal.
and this is another thing that hit me a few years ago, and I thought, interesting. We don't necessarily receive bills by mail anymore, but when I used to pay my bill, I used to write, thank you for this bill, because having this bill means I have a home. It means I have electricity. It means I have food in the fridge for myself and my family. So I am grateful that I have bills, instead of saying, ugh, not another bill. Right? Train your brain.
look at
grateful.
the positive of everything than the negative of everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. So do you guys have any little quirks or daily habits?
At least spend at least an hour a day of doing something that will make you money.
Yes, I agree.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about a job.
Exactly.
Activity that will make you money.
That
Exactly.
produces, yes.
Activity produce.
No.
Income producing
Income
activity.
producing activity. That's it. That's what I was looking for. Yes. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Whoever's listening today, money isn't about greed, it's about growth.
Yeah.
Right? So when women have money, they create change, they build communities, they free their families, and they design lives rooted in purpose, not pressure. So today, I hope you guys remember, you don't need to chase more, you need to align it.
Yeah.
So if this resonated with any of our viewers, please comment or get in touch with any of us, and we'd be more than happy to guide you towards your wealth. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Have a
Good
great
night,
night.
everyone.
Bye.